Something I get asked a lot from my students is what type of yoga mat should I buy? Now, in my opinion, the key factor that you should look into for a good yoga mat is if it has good grip. And what this means is that you want a surface where when you're practicing something like downward facing dog, your hands aren't going to be sliding anywhere. And so in this video, I laid out all of my yoga mats, and I was wondering what my floor would look like with all of my yoga mats. So here we go. So I've got all of my yoga mats, which are considered the best yoga mats on the market, and I'm going to do an experiment with you guys. I'm going to test the grip in downward facing dog with dry hands, and then I've got my lovely spray bottle here. I'm going to spray my hands to mimic sweat, and I'm going to test the grip with sweaty hands. Now hopefully this will help you decide which is the best yoga mat for you. So let's get started. Okay, so the first yoga mat I'm going to be testing is the Lululemon reversible. Now this has got a polyurethane top layer and a rubber base. So let's check it out. So I've got my dry hands. Okay, dry hands, I'm in place. It's not the best grip, so there's just a very, very slight amount of moving about. Now let's see with wet hands. So with wet hands, the grip is fantastic. So very good grip with wet hands. So if you sweat a lot, then the Lululemon could be the yoga mat for you. Okay, next we have the BMat. Now the BMat is a 100% rubber yoga mat. So we're expecting this to have good grip because it's rubber, and that means it will absorb the sweat. So dry hands. Yeah, very good grip with dry hands, so there's like no moving anywhere. And let's see now with wet hands. Yeah, fantastic grip with wet hands too. And so I've also got the 6mm version, meaning it has really good cushioning also. So if you're looking for a yoga mat that also offers very good cushioning, then the BMat could be a good choice for you. Okay, next we've got the Sugarmat. Now the Sugarmat, I don't think you can see it from there, but the Sugarmat is an absolutely beautiful yoga mat, and it really is a pleasure to practice on this. So let's see, polyurethane top, rubber base. So let's see, dry hands. Yeah, dry hands, exceptional grip. Let's now see with wet hands. Fantastic grip, really, really good grip. It's as if, you know, it's kind of sucking it into the surface. So yeah, I think it's already dry. So yeah, this is also a very good yoga mat and very, very pretty too. Okay, next we've got the Manduka Eco Mat, which is a rubber yoga mat. So let's see, dry hands. Yeah, dry hands, good grip. No moving around, not going anywhere. Let's see, wet hands. Not the best, there's a little bit of sliding going on here. So if you sweat a lot, this might not be the best, although okay, I am actually finding little bits where I can stay. So if you sweat a lot, this might not be the perfect yoga mat for you. Okay, moving on to the Jade. Now this is the Jade Harmony mat, and this is also 100% rubber. So let's see, dry hands. Yeah, very good grip. And the thing is, this one feels a lot more different from all the other ones. This has more of a spongy feel. So yeah, this one has a really nice feel to it also. All right, let's see with wet hands. Yeah, good grip, not the best, there's just a little bit of sliding, but yeah, very, very good grip. So if you want a rubber mat, an eco-friendly yoga mat, and you sweat a lot, this could be the yoga mat for you. Okay, so next up we've got the Yoga Design Lab mat. Now this is very different from any other yoga mat I have because the top surface is a microfiber surface, and then the base is rubber. And this is also a very, very pretty yoga mat to practice on. But the thing is that because the top surface is microfiber, This means that if you have dry hands, the grip is like horrible, but if you have wet hands, it's very good. So let's see, with my dry hands, there's like absolutely no grip. I did a review of this one and I told the story of how I woke up one morning, the heating wasn't working and I was just sliding all over the place and I had to just use another yoga mat. And let's see with wet hands. So with wet hands, the grip is fantastic. So if you live in a really nice and humid climate, then this might be a good yoga mat for you. If you live somewhere, let's say in the north of Europe, or let's say somewhere where your heating isn't working all the time, I don't think you're gonna like this yoga mat. Okay, next we have the quite famous Liforme yoga mat. Now I have the white gold edition, and it's a really, really pretty yoga mat, and it's got these alignment marks on it, which can be actually very helpful for yoga beginners and also for more advanced practitioners. It's nice to know maybe to get some alignment cues from your yoga mat. So let's see, this one has a polyurethane top surface and rubber base, meaning it's good for cushioning. So let's see, with dry hands, yeah, you're not going anywhere. It has a very, very good grip with dry hands. Now let's see, wet hands, and I'm going to use the lovely lines here that it is telling me to use. Yeah, it's got fantastic grip with wet hands. So if you're someone who sweats a lot, then this is a very good yoga mat. Just keep in mind that this is the most expensive out of all of these. So I've bought all of these yoga mats and this one cost $180, meaning it was my most expensive yoga mat. So just keep this in mind. Very good yoga mat, very pretty, very helpful with the alignment cues, but quite expensive. And they do have cheaper options, around $150. This is like a special edition. So just, yeah, keep that in mind. Now, last but not least, we've got the Manduka Pro. Now, here's the thing. I've had this for about 11 years, and I think it's actually my favorite yoga mat. I remember when I first started practicing yoga, I bought one of those really cheap yoga mats with a lovely pattern on it. And I think by the second or by the third class, like so many bits started coming off, I thought, okay, I need to invest in a really good yoga mat. And at the time, this one was like, you know, the top yoga mat to buy. So I've had this for 11 years, and it's quite interesting because the grip is really good. So as you'll see with dry hands, the grip is very good with dry hands. You know, you're not going anywhere. And imagine this is an 11-year-old yoga mat, so it's been through a lot of love and a lot of wear and tear. But the thing is that if you have wet hands, the grip actually isn't very good. So if you have wet hands, the grip is not the best. And actually, interestingly, I did this survey amongst Ashtanga yoga practitioners, and I think it was 73% of them told me that Manduka Pro is their preferred yoga mat. So here's what happens in the Ashtanga yoga world in general. If you want to go for a Manduka Pro, which has its benefits, the key one being that it is a mat for life, you will buy it and then you don't need to buy another yoga mat. You won't need to replace it. What we then do is we place a yoga rug on top. So these are called Mysore rugs. Now these Mysore rugs are made of cotton, and this means that when we start to sweat during our practice, if we use the Manduka Pro, then the sweat gets absorbed by this cotton rug, meaning that, you know, you get to enjoy the rest of your practice. So what generally happens, or at least happens in India, where up until the lockdowns, I used to go there every year, but haven't been there in a while. But anyway, in India where we sweat a lot, what happens is if you practice on your Manduka Pro or any yoga mat, you can then place this yoga rug on top. So we do this normally just after all the standing postures when we're quite sweaty. So we place the yoga rug on top, and the advantage that this has is that you can then just wash this immediately after your practice, meaning, you know, it can be a bit more hygienic, and also it'll help prolong the life of your yoga mat. So just keep this in mind. It's a bit more hassle. If you can't be bothered with all of this hassle, and if you know that you sweat a lot, then go for one of the yoga mats that are very good even with sweaty hands. And yeah, I hope this has been helpful. And so if you want to see the overall ratings for all of these yoga mats, then have a look now. And hopefully you'll find the one which is best for you and for your practice. Have a look at them and find also which one is the best for your budget. And I really hope this video helped you maybe clear up what might be the best yoga mat for you. If you're wondering how now to clean these yoga mats, then I think you might like this video here. And so I'll see you in my next video. Bye.